Welcome to week number 2 of the Golden Bachelorette. We have watched it, we have digested it, and now we're going to spew it.
Spew it.
You guys.
Regurgitate it?
Regurgitate it. That's a much nicer way to put it.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, let's just dive right in because there's so much to talk about. I'm going to start from the end to the beginning. I just want to make one comment before we go in chronological order of the show.
All right.
She did not choose who I thought she was going to choose. That's all I have to say. When we get there, we get there. But maybe you may have a different take, but she did not. Some of the guys she chose were not the ones I thought she was going to choose.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
Right.
that's all. All right.
And when we get to that, we definitely will have some interesting feedback. Okay.
Did you see the very beginning? It showed her and Mark kissing.
Yes, that's what I wrote.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And
First
so it
scene,
begins.
Mark, can I kiss you? I'm like,
She's hot for
okay.
him.
She is. Yeah. It's
Obvious.
getting obvious. And it's getting obvious on how she reacts around other men. Mm-hmm. You could tell there's no chemistry, even though she might have picked a few for the rose. That we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So let's just go chronologically, as you said.
Yeah. The guys are checking in their rooms or checking out their rooms.
Mm-hmm. They've got the bunk beds and these big men, and it's kind of
cruel.
I know. It's almost like a test. Charles, he was the nice guy to take the top bunk.
No.
Because nobody wanted a top bunk.
Isn't that just so Charles from what we already know from just first episode?
I know. He's so sweet and he just hangs in there.
He's so dear.
He's his camaraderie with the men is not as close as the rest of the group. He's a little outsider, but he's such a he just goes for it. He's just positive attitude.
I agree.
Pascal's closet.
Oh, he had a little hissy fit. I cannot do this closet. I will not hold on my clothes. I wanted to sort of bitch slap him.
I know. And I have to sleep in this bed because I sleep in naked.
Oh,
and
God. I don't want to think about that.
I know. And the one guy says, and I've got this naked French man who gets up in the middle of the night.
The snorer. The snorer got...
Yeah.
Who was that? Greg? I think. I don't know. I think. Well, anyway, he's the snorer, and Pascal punched him like, shut up.
Yeah, and I
snoring.
think Pascal is just a spoiled, rotten baby.
Yeah,
and I can't believe she doesn't see that yet. So we'll see.
I think she does, but I think he's being kept because he's colorful.
Okay,
Don't you?
Yeah,
he's like going to be the villain. They've always got to have a villain, right?
Right. They do.
So.
He's being mandatory. He must stay on the show.
Right.
All the men have to pee like 5 times in the middle of the night. I'm like, wow.
Prostate issues.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them, but ladies have to do that too for ladies who've had babies, I guess, right?
So they settle into their rooms, their roommates, etc., and then they begin with 2 group dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And the first one was the dress up, the 80s prom, which I thought that was...
Didn't they do something similar to that last time? They did the dress up. It wasn't a prom, but it was dress up
for something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But yeah, it was the 80s prom.
Kind of corny.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like corny, so it didn't bother me. But
Okay.
But I know what you mean.
But it was during our time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
It reminded me a lot of like the ruffly tuxes and let's see, what else do I have?
Mine
here?
was a little earlier than yours because I'm older than you, but I do remember that period of style.
Oh, I did not like Joan's dress.
I didn't either.
Oh.
It was kind of just too raggedy.
It did nothing for her figure.
No. And it had that strange hem, I don't know the technical style
handkerchief
term.
hem?
That's it.
Yeah, it was just kind of foofy and it did nothing for her. I wonder if she gets any say in it or if they just say, here, this is free from this designer, you're wearing it.
I don't know.
Huh.
But that wouldn't have been my choice if I were Joan, but...
Yeah, but she always is a good sport about everything.
Yeah.
So...
They have the dance-off. And Taylor Dane...
Yeah.
I know.
And one of the guys dated her.
And I have a question. Which one was it?
Oh, hold on.
Do you have his name? Because I wrote question mark dated Taylor Dane because I must have looked down or was writing when they showed the name.
Hold on, let me see.
Do you remember?
No.
Okay, it doesn't matter. But I thought it was funny that
might
she and
have
he
it somewhere.
dated.
I know. And yeah, I don't remember who it was.
Charles L. It was sad,
Oh,
and he's
I
like,
was so sad.
I know, sitting in the bleacher alone, the bleachers.
Yeah. I mean, that was, and she really spent a lot of time with them. Mm-hmm. Was it at the prom? Or
A couple of times,
couple
it
of
seems
times,
like. I
okay.
mean, I think she just probably recognizes him for the kind, compassionate man that he is.
Right. You're right. No, it was sad to see him sitting on the bleachers. It just flashed back to me.
Oh, no.
Well, when I went to dances in high school, I never got asked to dance.
Oh.
Yeah. Or
I'm
I was
sorry.
just so nervous that I don't know. It wasn't my thing. I was a very late bloomer.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
In fact, when is it Jesse? Who's the host?
Oh, Jesse, yeah.
Jesse, when he said, and Taylor, I thought he was going to say Swift.
Oh, dream
Yeah, I know.
on.
I'm like, I don't know a Taylor that sings except for Taylor Swift. But,
Well,
yeah.
it makes sense, though. 80s, Taylor Dane.
Yeah, Taylor Dane. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Gary Bear, I think we touched on this last week.
Oh,
Tina Turner's godson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, too.
I think that's cool, and I just adore him. So Jonathan wore... Oh, who... Wait, I have...
Oh, he's the one who got stood up for prom. Jonathan.
Oh, that's
you remember?
right.
Well, not really stood up, but
he wore the pink tux, no shirt.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he could carry it off.
Oh, yeah. And he's so genuine, and he's just so honest, but he's not sappy. Some of them, they get a little sappy and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But as you said before, it's stuck in my brain, Iowa, 2 young daughters.
Oh, he's the one? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're like, oh.
Okay.
But I'm rooting for him. Then we had Guy, who wore the blue tux, and he was spinning on the floor on his back.
Oh, yeah.
The ER doctor with the veneers.
Oh, very much
Yes,
so.
yes. He's got quite a smile.
He's the one. What do you call that? Breakdancing. Like
Breakdancing,
Well,
yeah.
his form of breakdancing, the geriatric
I
form.
think he was trying to do whatever he could do out there.
Better than I could do. I couldn't do all that. So,
Yeah. Then let's see. Who was spiking the punch bowl?
Mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did it together.
Okay.
Of course, you had the ritual.
That was all production.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do in the 80s.
Right. I'm like, as if he's going to have a flask with him. Like, I'm
Right.
going to pack a flask because
Right.
this is probably what'll happen.
Yeah.
Unless he actually does carry a flask with him all the time, which is a concern.
I would picture Jack carrying a flask.
Oh, yeah.
Because he always has a drink in his hand when it's pool time. And it's like, there's Jack with the cocktail.
Yeah, I'm going to miss him. Let's see, who else? Those are the only notes that I had about the prom. What do you have? What else do you have?
I just said I think Charles needs a good therapist.
Charles L. You mean?
Yeah, just
the
I think-
Asian man.
Yeah, I think he needs to talk about his grieving more because he really spills a lot and he's so emotional still. I think he needs a good therapist.
It's quite profound, really, his grief. Yeah.
And I don't know if he'll make it to the end or not, but he should try to go on a specific type of dating website
yes.
for
Yes.
his type.
Yeah, I
And
would
I
agree.
think he would find a lovely woman.
Uh-huh. One
So,
would hope. He
if
deserves
he doesn't
it.
make it, I'm sure that his Instagram's going to blow up. Don't
Good.
you?
I
think
hope
a lot
so.
of these guys' Instagram's going to blow up.
It's hard for me to imagine him on Instagram.
I know, but maybe his daughters will help.
Oh.
They'll be like, Dad, look, you were on the show. You have a
Yeah.
high profile now. Let's get this gram going.
Yeah, there was a sweet phone call between he and his daughter, I thought.
Right.
Remember? I don't remember which, was it this or later, but it was sweet.
It was sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck gets a one-on-one. Okay, no, wait.
We go back to the house, and Chuck does get the one-on-one about Disneyland. So they go. That's all it is. Just says you're going to get that.
That's right.
But then we go back to the prom, and Jonathan,
Yep.
the one who got stood up, is the prom king.
And I thought that was so cute. And
Fitting.
And it was so fitting, like you said, because he didn't get asked to prom. And
No. He asked
that's
someone to
right,
prom.
that's right.
But a week before
Yes.
the prom, she said, "No, I don't want to go."
yeah, that's even worse than saying no at the beginning.
What a witch!
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he grew up in a wonderful area, but to be the only student of color at his school, I mean, that's hard.
Yeah.
And So, anyways, I really like Jonathan.
I do too.
And Joan has so much empathy for everybody.
She really does.
Yeah.
I have to say, the more I'm getting to know her, the more I like her as a human being.
Right.
She really has her
completely
heart in the
agree.
right place. I don't see any artifice about her, really.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Even if they're on the show, not on the show, and she doesn't give them a rose, she still really listens to their stories about, especially the ones that have lost their loved one, their partner, and because that happened to her, she can relate. And anyways,
Yeah, it makes for common ground.
right.
Okay, the next day, Greg is the one who's the snorer, because that's when they were
Right,
starting to
right.
talk about that. And then they have the one-on-one date.
Greg?
No, excuse me. I'm sorry, not Greg.
Oh.
I was just made the note that Greg was a snorer.
And I
because
made a
think we
note
were-
that Greg did Pasquale's laundry.
Oh,
remember?
Oh, right.
I'm
Because
like,
Pascal
God,
said, "I'll give you $100 if you do a load of
Oh.
laundry. I don't know how to do it or something."
Yeah.
Again, I wanted to slap him.
I agree. That's why I wrote it in there. I'm like, that little dirty stinker.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
nice way to put it.
So then there's the one-on-one date at Disneyland.
Yeah, it looked fun.
With Chalk. Okay.
Chalk.
Chalk. Oh yeah, I think they seem like they had some chemistry.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's just very doughy-eyed and very much into her. They went on some dorky rides. I'm sure
They
it was,
went on like kid rides.
I know, Dumbo, and so
Merry-go-round, Frontierland. I do remember Frontierland. I liked that, and I
Yeah,
know it's,
I like
but
that
it's a
little roller
kid
coaster.
thing.
Yeah.
So that was part of the childhood fun recall that she wants
Right.
in her life.
And R2D2,
Yeah,
that was
right.
kind of cute.
Then we go to the evening.
Ooh, and she comes out in a Cinderella dress.
That's exactly what I wrote. Cinderella
My God,
dress.
we're in sync.
I know, but it was a Cinderella breast.
Breast.
It was a Cinderella dress, and she. There were even sparkles in the tulle, right? Oh, I thought it was cool. Now, what is this 21 Royal? I felt like this is something I was supposed
I
to know
wrote
about.
that down too because I don't know either.
Because I figure you lived in SoCal for a while, so you would
Right.
know about Disneyland more
I
than
just
me.
remember they served no booze at Disneyland.
Well, they do now, I think.
I think at 21 Royal they do.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
that's what that
yeah.
is. It's like an adult haven.
Right.
Okay.
And obviously, okay, let's get back to Disneyland. ABC, Disneyland, they're all related.
Oh,
Of course.
I didn't even think of that
Yeah.
this time. I must be
They're
tired.
really plugging the product. Chalk.
Well, he sort of talked about his background. He was divorced. He had I think 2 kids, and then widowed. His horrible. His wife had glioblastoma.
9-year girlfriend.
Oh, I thought he
Kathy. No.
I thought they got married. Oh, okay.
No, he said it was his girlfriend of 9 years.
You know what? Then I assumed.
Okay, that's
Okay.
okay. Because I thought, well, wait a minute. What happened? And then, so he felt like he was married.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both got a little choked up. Then there was a make-out session at the fireworks.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I thought they just danced. Did
No,
they kiss?
They did kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering because he wasn't really making the move, and then he finally did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next day, they're in the kitchen, and Kim is fixing the garbage disposal. Remember?
No, I
Oh.
see. I missed that part.
Oh, maybe you're.
Oh, Kim. Oh, poor Kim.
Yeah, it's not going to
I
happen.
don't think so.
Talent show. I liked that.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lonnie Love, comedian.
Who is she?
Yeah, I don't know. Never seen her, but she's jovial and funny and
Yeah, they didn't give her a lot of airtime.
no, I've never heard of her. But they built her up to be this big comedian, and then they said Lonnie Love, comedian. I go, oh, I don't know who that is.
Maybe she's a local LA stand-up or something. Because
Yeah.
I think if she was, because you and I kind of follow the comedy scene.
Yeah.
I think we would have heard her name.
I know.
It's catchy, Lonnie Love.
Yeah.
You know. So
and
anyway,
she was fun.
so
The winner gets the one-on-one date. So here we go. Gil.
I thought Greg was first. I
Yes,
did
Greg
miss some
was
of
first.
them.
The only
Okay.
reason I mentioned Gil is because he is still on the show, and he's the one that has the shady past with the restraining order against an ex-girlfriend.
What? Wait, why? I thought they were
Yes.
going to cut him out. They said they were going to cut him
They
out.
did, and I looked it up right when I was watching the show, and they said they're going to show him as minimal as possible.
They could have cut him out. They could have edited that.
Yeah, they could have.
That's weird.
And Gil got really weepy, but we'll get to that.
Okay, good catch. Good catch.
I just wanted the audience to know that he is still on the show, and there was a restraining order against him from his ex-girlfriend, not his wife, and he's going to somehow be off the show at some point, or I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm already surprised that he was even not edited out. So,
right. Okay, so we have the talent show. We have Greg.
He did a stand-up. It was kind of cute.
And then I said sleep apnea.
That was what the USA stood for.
Oh, untreated sleep apnea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Probably because of the snoring.
Right. Oh gosh.
So he's poking fun at himself.
Then there was Charles K.
Charles K. He broke the board.
And then it also he said something. The guy who was holding the board, was that Greg?
I think it was Greg, and he got hit in the chest.
Yes.
Yeah, because he went through the board.
In the stomach. Yeah.
Oh, in the stomach, chest, whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, but he went through the board and made contact. Yeah. Then there was Christopher with a yo-yo. That was just brief. Yeah. There were some that they really didn't even show.
Skipped over.
Yeah.
There was the poem by Michael.
I think that was Michael. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I put poem from question mark. So
yeah, I didn't know who it was either. It was sweet. It was okay. Jack with the puppets.
The sock puppet.
That was silly, kind of dumb, and it was a long one.
Yeah, they devoted more time to that than I would have thought.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No. Pascal, I got to say, that is one thing that he did that was pretty. He did give that, wig an extremely cool haircut.
Yeah, I agree.
So...
And he used his strength. Mm-hmm. He's a beautician.
That's what he does.
Yep.
So he did. I got to give him that.
Captain Kim.
The song. Oh, boy.
Right.
Oh, boy, there. He tried.
He did.
I'm sure this was out of his comfort zone.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Dan.
Oh, I know.
He's such a cutie pie.
The ribbon dance, which I thought was funny. And he's the one with the tremors. And he says, well, and so he was sort of... embracing his, his frailties,
small disability or whatever.
Yeah. And he made sort of fun, so he was self-effacing, and he said, this is what, I've got going on.
And I thought that was lovely.
Me too. He was the winner of the one-on-one.
And he won the talent show.
Yeah. And he also, then he was talking to her about the fact that he said, I think you should understand, I also have diabetes. I retired from my career or changed or something because it was taxing my health. And I thought that was cool that he was so honest about it.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't
and
have
really
to be.
Big of him to quit his career.
Well,
it was probably the health or the career.
And he actually, I think from what I remember from what he was doing, he'd probably already made a ton of money.
Okay.
I think he was some kind of a financial investor. Yeah.
I think he was. Okay.
So we go to the barbecue next, unless you have another note.
No, they go to I call it the frat house now.
Yeah.
And I just still love how they all get along.
I do too.
I mean, they hug each other. There's nobody it's not like a bunch of women that like have these little,
to-dos, and they get sort of snippy.
Right. No.
And I'm not seeing even a hint of that. And by this time, I got to say, with the women's shows, they would have already been at each other.
They were all getting in groups and scheming and scamming.
Yeah.
But I hope that they all stay friends.
I hope so too.
And just as much as the Bachelorettes did on the Golden Bachelor. Mm-hmm. And I would love to see them flourish in that respect.
Same here.
So they're barbecuing. Jack always has a drink in his hand.
And I loved that he was true to himself and he just cannonball.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Gets in his trunks, I'm going swimming.
Yeah.
And then
Pascal shows her his closet.
Right.
Remember? He's like, oh.
Gucci, Fendi, whatever. All designer. Like, he has to have this huge ego where he's always like, one-upping and I wear designer clothes. That would turn me off so much if I were Joan.
Oh.
But again, you say we need a colorful character, so he's staying on the show.
Yeah. Did not like that at all.
No.
Gil cried about losing his wife in his talking head. He started crying, but he's the one who ends up getting sent home because of the restraining order.
Yeah. So
okay.
I had a hard time being empathetic at that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gary.
Gary Bear.
No connection. I don't think there's any connection, but I love Gary. He's my fan favorite.
You know he's mine from last week. But I think she feels the same way about him that we do.
Oh, I do
like,
too.
She wants to keep him maybe in her life somehow, like they're pen pals or whatever, email pals.
Did Gary say something like, even if she doesn't choose me, I hope we could be friends?
I think he did. And he got the picture of the prom.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything means so much to Gary.
Mm-hmm.
He is the most sentimental person ever.
Yep.
He appreciates everything in life.
Yep.
I just like the way he lives.
I do too.
His motto.
Yeah.
His business model for living life.
Ooh, nicely put, young lady.
Thank
Nicely
you.
Put.
I hope Gary one day we meet.
Kim.
Kim. Oh, I missed Kim.
Oh, well, I don't know if his wife, he showed a picture of his wife.
And yes.
Then he was reading the letter
Yes.
that the grandma wrote so he could read
to his
grandchild. Yeah.
That was very emotional.
It was.
I still see Kim as kind of a rough and tough Navy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. He just kind of can't relax.
No, I think that's just who he is.
Okay.
He's just sort of, he's a stiff kind of guy. Mm-hmm.
And he does want love, but
I know, and I hope he finds it with the right woman.
I do too.
Mark,
ooh, the German.
And the big freaking kiss. There's smoocherama going on.
There was smoocherama.
I mean, that was the biggest kiss of the whole episode.
Yeah, they kept kissing.
And
kissing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's definitely a connection there.
He had 24 years with the Army. He was with.
Yeah.
It said, and I thought, he does not come off as
No.
any kind of military to
he's
me.
kind of a softie.
Yeah.
I had a thought.
What?
Like before we get to the next, I said, I got an idea for ABC. What they should do is in one of the episodes, which I know they're not going to, but it's an idea, is they, with all the guys that are left over at the end, and then all the girls that were left over from the Golden Bachelor, just have a big mixer.
Oh.
Lots of booze, lots of this and that, and see if any of them like hook up or connect.
You ought to write a letter to ABC and make that suggestion. That's a really good idea.
I think that would be fun because we're always still seeing the bachelorettes from the Golden Bachelor on various programs they're on. And these guys were, most of them were just lovely.
Yeah.
And I would love to see them just mix.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Because they have a lot in common. None of them got picked, so they could talk about that and they could talk about their journey. Okay.
You really thought about this a lot, haven't you?
No, it just came to me.
Someone is on tonight. I'm glad one of us is.
Okay. We're going into the rose ceremony?
Rose ceremony.
Okay. Hit it.
That is a lot of dress, is what I thought. That green number.
Okay.
A little overdone.
That's exactly what Tom said.
Oh my God.
And he doesn't
so your husband
he's never watches the show. And I go, hey, if you're coming upstairs, you got to watch it. And he's like, okay. And he goes, this is the dumbest show ever. And he just didn't get into it. But then when she walked out in the dress, he goes, oh my God, that dress.
Oh, I love it.
And I said, I kind of like the color on her, but it was a lot of dress.
No, it's the color I thought was really cool and really unusual. I mean, that shade of green, I found that rare. Mm-hmm. But the dress, there was just too much in that whole shoulder action and the it's like
so where's Joan?
Yeah, and she can pull it off because she's tall, but that's the kind of dress you wear if you're going to the most grand ball ever.
Right, like a gala, like the Met Gala.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I liked it, but then Tom's like, oh, awful.
Well, I'm with Tom.
Okay. So, shall we hit it?
Yeah.
All right. The rose ceremony and who got the first rose?
Oh, Mark.
The kisser.
The kisser. The big kisser. The one with a great smile. We know he's... It was an interesting sound effect.
I was doing a wet, sloppy noise.
Yeah, it was kind of gross.
You can cut it if you want to. Edit that out.
Oh, God, no. I'm keeping it. Okay. Totally. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah, boy. I mean, he is... We know that she ends up macking on him big time. Remember we talked about it. Oh, Mark, I love you.
Yeah.
In the previews.
Yeah.
Like, oh, barf. But anyway, it just seems a little overdone. But he got it. He's very good looking, and I love his smile, and I like his personality so far.
I'd love to see him without a beard.
Yeah.
It just looks too Grandpa Gray.
Yeah.
And I think he would look so much younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's a good-looking guy.
Next.
Gary Bear.
Fan favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God he was kept.
I know.
And then Pascal.
Buzzkill.
You know what I wrote? Look what I wrote. I wrote, why?
I wrote, ugh, boo.
But we know why, because he's the villain.
Right. He's the villain and got to keep him on.
Yeah. So he's going to just keep on stirring the pot or just being a little brat.
Bossing
brat that he
people
is.
around.
Yeah, right. And then Jordan, who does not, I don't know why, but he doesn't stand out in my mind.
No, he doesn't stand out in my mind either. I wrote
Wow.
it down, but I'm like, who is he?
Yeah. I can't even think of his face in my mind.
I can't either.
Jordan.
So we'll move along and then I'll find it.
So then, the other one that I don't know who the hell it is, CK? I put 3 question marks. CK.
Oh, I know who he is.
I
He's the guy. Wait, was he the guy from Prom?
I don't know. I don't have a note. I don't have one note on him.
No, I think he's the Prom King.
No.
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 Oh,
The one
okay.
who's the prom king is prom king.
Jonathan? Wait.
Jonathan.
Oh, he didn't.
Well, he already got a rose.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. I keep forgetting.
Okay, and then we have, so I don't know who the heck CK is. And then Keith, who...
Oh, Charles K.
Oh, Charles. Oh, CK.
Yes,
Charles K.
Yeah, that's CK.
Right, okay.
And then Keith, which he was really in the background on this show. Mm-hmm. He wasn't up forward, like front and center, I mean.
Yeah.
But I like him anyways.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. And then Gil, for whatever reason. What the hell? But
I know.
hopefully we won't see him next week just by virtue of, him being edited out.
Yeah, but I don't know how they're going to do it.
They had plenty of time to get rid of him.
This just came up after.
No, I mean, they had time to turn around the edits and resend it to all the stations.
Yes.
I'm just thinking network style.
Yeah.
Charles L.
Yes, Charles
The
L.
sweetie pie. Mm-hmm. And then Kim. Captain.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she felt sorry for him.
I know, me too. That's what I was thinking too.
I know.
And then Greg the snorer.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at Greg.
I was surprised.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the last one was Guy, Mr. Veneers.
Yeah.
The ER doc.
I don't think there's anything between them.
I don't see that. But that could just be us sort of thinking that he's a little superficial or something. I don't know. But maybe he's great. I don't know. But these are not the guys that I thought. I know. I found it heartbreaking, honestly, to watch some of these. And I don't remember some of the names that were sent home.
Because there's a few of them that were just like...
Like the one with the glasses. Oh, he looked like, oh no, she's not going to pick me.
He's a little bit clueless.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of their Instas will blow up. They'll get a lot of attention because that show is watched by a huge audience. So when they go somewhere, there's, Pasquale. And we'll see him around town.
Well, we know where to find him. Michael was very disappointed. He's very handsome. And she sent him home. Michael, he looks a lot like Dan.
I'm confused.
They kind of look a little bit alike. They're just very, like model handsome.
Oh.
Really. But,
okay.
And then, Jack. I mean,
I know.
I thought maybe they'd keep him around a little longer for comic relief, but she had to make a choice, I guess. And she just thought, well, why? I know I'm not going to, keep him. So she didn't choose him. But I loved when he had a great attitude. And when he left, as he's walking out, I forget what he did. He said like, okay, great to know you guys or something like, and the guys all cheered. Yeah, Jack.
I missed that because I came over here.
Oh,
right
okay.
after the roses ended, I'd left.
Well, you would have loved it. You would have enjoyed that because it was like a hail fellow, well met, farewell. It was really nice.
Cute.
Yeah, I liked it. And then he just had a great attitude. And then he sang the song again at the end. And then Charles
he did?
Yeah. And then Charles K, when I guess that was who it was, came out. Charles K came out and he sort of joined in on the last bar of the song.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's how it ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great attitude of Jackson. I really warmed to him this episode. You know.
Good.
Yeah,
He has a big heart too.
Yeah.
That's what we saw.
I think so too.
So we were questioning Jordan. He's the salesman from Chicago.
Oh, he's the local guy.
Yeah. And
okay,
so
well, he's kind of cute.
he is a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think they had any one-on-ones, but they did have a nice little bench talk.
Yeah, maybe on the strength of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then they showed the previews of the softball game or baseball
I
game.
missed that, so tell me about it.
Well, I mean, it was just previews, so,
Okay.
it's snippets, but,
Right.
oh, gosh, I think there are going to be a lot of injuries.
Oh, no.
Because they're all going for it, like diving, sliding into,
Oh, dear
it's
Lord.
going to be ugly.
Oh, boy.
And then the other preview they showed, what?
Is she playing baseball too? Or
I
softball?
did not see her.
Oh, okay.
I did not see
I
her
see.
playing. They probably have her with a clipboard and she's a coach or something. Who
okay.
knows? I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
And then the other preview,
Yeah.
Barf-A-Rama.
Oh, no. What?
She's kissing Pascal.
Oh, my God.
And not just a little peck.
Well, he's probably just so pushy and like goes in for the full kill.
Yeah, but she could always say no.
Right. Oh, dear. Oh, God. That's going to make me super barfy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's how I felt.
Okay.
And that was that.
Okay. Well, we wrapped that up. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to talk about.
No.
In pop culture.
Oh,
There's two things.
okay.
Two quickies. One is Anna Del Rey.
Anna Delvey gone. And did you hear what
Thank
she
God.
said when they said, "What?
No.
Oh, this is kind of I don't know what my reaction is quite, except that it's very Anna Delvey." They ask at the end each person, "Well, what will you take home from this, or what did you get from this experience?" Something I'm paraphrasing here.
Okay.
She just looks deadpan and says, "Nothing." Like that.
God.
I know. And one of the judges, they showed a reaction shot. And it was the guy with the accent, the thick accent. I don't watch it.
I don't know.
Anymore.
I don't watch it either.
Well, anyway, he's got the dark hair and he's very demonstrative. And you could see him going, "What? Like, what did she just say?" And then her dance partner just kind of sort of laughed it off. I just thought that was. It was very Anna Delvey. She's not a nice person.
Not a nice person. Not
No.
appreciative. Like they gave her a chance. She should have been very thankful.
I think so too. And now it's back to whatever they call that when they keep you at home.
What do you mean?
Well, she has an ankle bracelet, and she has to.
house arrest.
Yeah,
Or-
that's it. House arrest.
Yeah, go back
That
to your
came
house
off your
arrest.
tongue very quickly, didn't it?
I haven't been under house arrest, but
You watch true crime
I'm familiar.
stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I watch too much. The only other thing was that we've heard enough about P. Diddy, but Suge Knight.
I remember he's dead, right?
No.
Oh no,
in jail.
he's the one.
He's in jail for 23 years, and he is spilling the tea. He
Is
has nothing to
he?
lose. He's in jail, and there's a whole bunch of information that he's letting loose about P. Diddy.
Can you summarize that very briefly?
It says he's been serving a 23-year sentence in California, and he sees Diddy's situation as a product of corrupt industry. And let's see what else.
Well, the music industry now, they're having their Me Too moment.
Oh, yeah. He said those guys pull their pants down and bend over. They stick up their blank. Their eggs break. I don't know. I don't even know what they're talking about.
I don't either. Ew.
He said they call it the egg test.
Okay.
It's about sexuality and so forth. Okay.
Okay.
But it's more about, and then he also goes on to talk about the parties.
the freak offs.
Yeah. And how he was there. And anyways, he's going to spill some beans.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I like that P. Diddy's being housed with Sam Bankman-Fried.
That's the other person I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
Wow, they're cellmates.
They're cellmates?
That's what I heard.
Oh, my.
Unless
Why
I
would
heard
they
it, misheard
do
it.
that?
I don't know.
I mean, it's like corruption building corruption.
I mean,
It's like they're both big time scammers, and now they're gonna come together with a company or something.
I mean,
they'll probably do something from jail.
P. Diddy is a lot more than a scammer.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean he's a sexual
So,
predator,
right.
and all that other stuff.
And an abuser of women. They
I
have
mean,
it on videotape.
That's
so
the worst.
Security camera.
That's the worst of it. I
Yeah.
mean, he's
yeah. Anyway, so that's
Okay.
that.
Well, hey, that's that.
We
Happy
are-
Thursday.
Yeah, and that was very succinct. We really nailed that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, we look forward to next week.
You bet your buns. Okay. Thank you very much. Rate and review, and we will see you with another installment for episode number 3.
Yahoo!
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, LadiesWhoQuestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.